Star Wars Battlefront arrived in 2015 as something of a reboot of the awesome Battlefront series from back in the PS2 era. The problem was, DICE's 2015 reboot was just a bit light on almost everything. And now we found out a bunch more info about its sequel. So what exactly can we expect from Star Wars Battlefront 2?
EA were all set to lift the lid on Star Wars Battlefront 2 as part of the big Star Wars celebration event in Orlando, Florida this weekend. But the game's 20 to 30 second teaser leaked online ahead of time this week, and it revealed an absolute ton of info. The main thing is it looks damn awesome. The real main thing though is the scope of the game seems to be a lot bigger, stretching from the earliest prequel all the way to the latest movie. A few lines of text pop up throughout the trailer, one of which reads, "Across all eras," which seems to confirm it will take in the prequels, the original trilogy, and the newest era launched with The Force Awakens.
That's the ultimate way to get back at the people saying that the first one was too light. It's by like, we're doing everything now, we're going to do everything.
All in.
Screw those guys, we'll do everything next time.
The trailer also shows quick shots of Darth Maul apparently battling Yoda. There's a good helping of Rey and Kylo Ren, plus a return to everyone's favourite ice planet, Hoth.
Space battles were a much requested feature in 2015's Battlefront, and their absence was a big sore spot for fans until EA added them, albeit in limited fashion through DLC. So it is awesome to see some footage of some spectacular looking space battles in the trailer as well, alongside some strong indications of a single player campaign. Another line of text from the trailer reads, "The Untold Soldier's Story," which may indicate a story that follows one particular soldier, or perhaps a hint that Battlefront could be taking a similar route to Battlefield 1 with this campaign, with several shorter vignettes told from the point of view of the average soldier.
Well, that's what my money's on, definitely. Battlefield 1, I think that storytelling thing, First World War was such a big event. There was a lot of things going on for over 4 years. I think that kind of storytelling lends itself well for Star Wars as well, where you've got this huge span of time, loads of different characters, this huge scope, so it just kind of makes sense, doesn't it, that they jump from one to the other. Whether or not maybe they'll be a bit longer, hopefully, you know, maybe they'll be like 2 or 3 hour vignettes rather than one, which is what they were in Battlefield 1.
The vignettes thing wasn't my cup of tea, I'll be honest. I'd rather a strong protagonist that you take from the beginning to the end. It was kind of it was, I don't know, it was like a pick and mix. It was like, you know, a good pick and mix, rather than a bar.
Horrors of war.
Yeah, a pick and mix of horrors of war, rather than a good chunky bar of chocolate you can get your teeth into.
In there, you know. What I would take though is Galactic Conquest. I don't know if you guys remember that from Battlefront 2. It's kind of like a strategy element to it where you had a fleet and you started off with a fleet and a planet and then you kind of expanded across the galaxy and you chose which planets to conquer next, and you unlocked units to use in the battles and powers to use in the battles, and you unlocked assets as you went along. So it was this free-form single-player experience where you had things to manage. There was a meta game to manage while you were playing all these awesome battles with AI bots. I would take that over a single-player campaign if I'm honest.
So 2015 Battlefront was rushed out to stores in time for the film that coincided with. So that's why it was rushed. That's why it was short on content. Now we can assume that there's another Star Wars film coming up before the end of this year, December time. So we can only assume that they'll do the same thing. But hopefully they've had enough time this time to mete out the bones of this game. And so we can expect maybe November, December type of launch.
Yeah, it'd be daft if they didn't do it. You know, all the signs point to that, I'd say. And also, I mean, Battlefront, you said it was like kind of bare bones. It was so bare bones to me that as soon as I played it, I felt like something that was just there to keep us happy and to sell. While, you know, The Force Awakens hit shelves, while they worked on a proper Battlefront game, just capturing what was great about the old Battlefront games, you know, with all the amazing visuals and everything, the bar that they set in the previous game visually and with audio and everything was so amazing. Hopefully they can just make that into a full, proper multiplayer and single-player experience.
Where do you stand on the original Battlefront, or 2015's reboot at least? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was a bit light? Did you enjoy the vignette-type single-player that we had in Battlefield 1? Let us know down in the comments.
So EA kicked 2015's Battlefront out in a bit of a hurry to coincide with the release of The Force Awakens in cinemas. The game was undeniably one of the most vivid and faithful interpretations of the Star Wars movies ever created in a video game. But the initial awe and the spectacle washed away far too quickly as the extremely shallow multiplayer and total lack of single-player campaign made it feel more like a tech demo or a proof of concept. They've added a lot of meat since in the form of DLC, but it still failed to be the Battlefront sequel so many of us, myself included, had been crying out for years.
Luckily for goons like Mike, didn't you write this script, Mike? Is this you calling yourself
I don't know,
a goon?
I was gonna say, like, really, I like call myself a goon.
That's what's beautiful about our channel though, Mike. We can stand here calling ourselves goons. We know we're goons, guys. You don't have to tell us in the comments. In fact, do, because it adds to engagement.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. EA have been doing a fine job of their FPS sequels in the last year or so. Last year's Titanfall 2 corrected the errors of the original, added an excellent single-player campaign, and added depth and scale to the multiplayer. Battlefield 1 gave us one of the best Battlefield experiences we've had in years, telling a single-player story in a pretty unique way without compromising on the spectacular multiplayer. Let's hope that good form continues with Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay guys, so Star Wars Battlefront 2, are you a long-time fan of the series like I am? What are you hoping to see in the game? Let us know down in the comments. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. There's some more content right here if you want to watch that, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. We'll see you next time.
Check out my Jedi mind skills.
Wow. How are you?